Get your pencils, grab your paints, collect anything you consider art supplies. It's time for Art Smackdown, the game show that makes art the cutthroat competition God intended. This week's contestants are Best Artist in the World, Kara Sketches, last week's audience champion, Bad Example, and this week's contender, Robin Waxberger, with celebrity guest judge, Justin Herman, and tonight, my co-host for the night, Gary DeNoia. Welcome, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Chilling, just, swapping people's,
Swapping pick.
swapping boxes. It's not Art Smackdown if there's no if there's no technical difficulties at some point in the beginning.
Box swapping.
Box swapping. Yeah.
In there.
Well, chat. Hello, Justin, Gary. Hello.
What a pleasure. Truly an honor.
I'm also seeing that last week's Masterpiece Challenge is still up on the screen. Now it's gone. So first I'd like to welcome a friend of the show who's been on a bunch as a contestant, as a Best Artist in the World, and as a guest judge, Gary DeNoia. How you doing, buddy? What's been new?
Yeah, wow. I mean, I can't believe I would be remotely considered the best artist in the world. And it's great to be here. I'm excited to see art. True art, not the stuff that I do, but everything's everything. Same old, same old. Just happy to be here on a Monday evening.
You talk about your art. I feel like one of my favorite moments on this show ever was the reveal of in your Masterpiece Challenge, the guy with just the one massive meaty yam, like the leg the size of Detroit. I don't know.
I would say symmetry is not my forte. I mean, if you're gonna go for it, go for it. I don't know how to draw muscles, so they would just be like a series of parentheses that would get like larger and larger. And that was kind of like my calling card. When you saw the meat, the disproportionate meat, you knew that was a Gary joint.
It was. And Frankie Babe in the chat is saying that she can't stick around tonight, but sending all their love to everyone. Can't wait to see the art tonight. So Frankie Babe, we'll miss your art tonight, but as last week's Casual Thursday champion, you've earned a week off. Justin Herman.
Frankenbabe, whoever you may be, have a great night.
Indeed.
And we'll show you the art, or Mark will show you the art.
Oh yeah, we will bring the art. And Justin Herman, who has been a friend of mine since we met at Burning Man. Fact or fiction? I think that is a fact.
That's a fact. Oh yeah. In the desert.
In the desert. I think that was the one year that you camped with us. I think, right?
2015. Yep.
Yeah. And since then, you have traveled the world doing stand-up and co-executive producing and directing all sorts of television.
These are facts as well, and that I will verify.
Well, yeah. So you had a show just recently premiere on Netflix, right?
I did, yeah, about a month ago. I worked on a travel show just before COVID made that harder. It's a show called World's Most Amazing Vacation Rentals, and it's literally what it sounds like. Netflix has a thing for naming all their TV shows like it's a bad BuzzFeed article, but we're here for it. And we traveled around the world and literally chased COVID around the planet by accident. We were in Asia in January 2020. We were in Europe in February 2020, North America in March 2020. And then we took a little break. I don't know if you guys remember that part of history, but we were there taking a break. And then the show finished and now it's out and you can check it out. And I'm really proud of it. It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I was saying
wow, Justin. So he's battle tested across the planet. That's pretty impressive. And you're getting paid to go on vacation, which is a pretty sweet gig.
It is the hardest I've ever worked on any vacation, but it is a very sweet gig nonetheless. It really is. I've worked on travel shows on and off for about 14 years, and it's working while jet lagged for 12 to 16-hour days is its own challenge, but you really get to see a part of the world in a very specific light, through a very specific lens when you shoot a TV show, because you're behind a camera. It's a very different way to
let me
see
ask you
things.
this, Justin. As someone, I don't travel like it's sad to say I've never been out of the country before. Out of all the places you've been across the world, I'm just curious, what has been the favorite place that you've been to?
I feel like that's like asking someone to pick their favorite kid if they don't know the names of all their kids. It's a tough one.
Is traveling really the equivalent of kid comparing?
If you can't remember their names, it's a perfect analogy. Because I've been to places that are spectacular I couldn't possibly. I had to look up at this. I went to this little town in Japan, which is a top 3 countries everyone should visit. And I went to this little town called Yoshino, which is a little like blue collar lumber town. That's we filmed with this property there that's being built out of all local lumbers to attract tourism, to try to revitalize this industry in this town. And I never would have remembered the name Yoshino if I hadn't looked it up earlier today for a completely unrelated reason. But I think short answer, we're riding the Olympics wave. Japan is one of the most spectacular places on earth. I think everyone on the planet should visit Japan because it is so uniquely itself. Most parts of the world, you can definitely find authenticity, and you can also find, the globalization's impact in a McDonald's and a Starbucks in every corner in most countries. But Japan is so authentically itself, and in such a beautiful, digestible culture shock sort of way.
Hell yeah! Well, I know that when I first met you, and I think we were both still doing stand up at the time. I think I was still doing stand up. You have continued to do it, but like I remember like you being like, yeah, I just want to travel the world and do stand up around the world, and like you did that, and like where was your favorite place that you did stand up?
I have a special place in my heart for Finland. The Finns aren't really known as a laughing type of population. They're the only country to beat Russia in a land war in the 20th century. They're pretty serious people, but they're also when you win them over, they're the most kind, authentic audiences. And I've played all over the country. I've headlined theaters in Finland. It's just like a weird little niche of a comedy world that I fell into, and I absolutely adore them. They're so smart and so unique. And it's a really beautiful part of the world.
Hell yeah. Well, I have more questions about it that we'll get to later. First, I want to get into the self-expression challenge, which tonight normally is 60 seconds, but tonight, because of the challenge itself and also just as an experiment, tonight's 60-second challenge is going to be 3 minutes, just like it is on Casual Thursdays. Just to give you guys a little bit more time to really get into it. So, tonight's self-expression challenge, as commissioned by Justin Herman, is design your happiest food bombing at a comedy show. Your happiest food bombing at a comedy show. You have 3 minutes. So, Justin, I have to assume that you have at least one fun bombing story.
It's one is generous of you, Mark. It's very kind. I have some spectacular bombing stories. I think my favorite one is definitely in Germany. I bombed. You can't. So first of all, the night before the bomb, I headlined my first show ever in Berlin, and it was still one of my favorite shows I've ever done. It went so well. It was such an international audience. Everything worked. It was just, I had a blast. And then the next night, I went to do a German language open mic. And I thought, I just was still riding the high from the night before. I thought I'd just do all my applause break jokes and it'll work. And the show was hosted by a ventriloquist. I followed a juggler who said 0 words. And then I went on stage and as the only person in English proceeded to try to do stand-up comedy. It was so quiet. At one point I said, "Do you guys even speak English?" And one guy yells out, "Yes, we understand you perfectly." It was so quiet. It was and I was I just kept throwing out all of the jokes that worked so well the night before. And listen, it was a silent room before I got up there. It was even quieter when I left. Somebody literally patted me on the back and said, "Hey, nice try." Not strong, not strong endorsement, but never. It was a joy to be humbled so quickly and so outrageously.
That's and to have it happen in a whole other country too is it's just like there are a few things lonelier than like bombing on stage, standing alone. It's and then like, to get off the stage and be like, I can't even go home.
Dude, I got to the show early to meet the owner of the comedy club and try to convince him to let me run my hour at the club and like put a new date that week onto the calendar, and we were discussing the logistics, and then I bombed so hard I just left. And we never spoke again.
Oh my god. Gary, do you have any?
Bombing stories?
Yeah.
Oh man, plenty. Well, I'll tell you one. Instead of the time I bombed on stage, that I was bombed on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and it affected the act. So I was playing Gallagher's stepbrother or something like that, and like this variety show. So I look like him. I've got the ball cap on the side things, suspenders on. And I was taking pills before I got to the pit to perform. And I started hammering a couple of beers because it was a late night show,
Gotta get
and
your
that was
energy
kind of the
up.
last
Oh,
thing I
hold on a
remember.
second. Art supplies down.
Yeah, but
Art supplies down. Send your piece of art to Fart Smackdown. Fartsmackdown at gmail.com. That's Fart Smackdown with an F because Art Smackdown was already taken. Go ahead, Gary.
Gary, I'm so sorry. I bombed so hard in Berlin that I couldn't even let you finish your bombing story.
Yeah. Sorry. No, but yeah, go ahead. I just
It's
need
okay. It
to
happens. I was just basically shit faced, and I couldn't smash the watermelons because I kept swinging and missing, and I got really upset, and like I started like improvising this monologue, and I apparently was really sad. And then the show I did the following month was like, dude, that Gallagher bit, man, was so funny. It was like so believable that you were like blackout drunk and so sad. It was like it was really good acting, man. And I was like, thank you. So, I mean, it was a good thing and a bad thing that he thought it was so good that he thought it was part of like I was an actual good actor and not someone who was really fucked up on stage.
It's incredible. It's the same, but same. That's also what I was
Huh?
doing in Berlin. Same. I was trying to do an impression of a German comedian. So we both did the same thing, and were applauded for our efforts. So same.
I once
All right.
I was doing I was in the whole racket of like bringer shows at Comics and Caroline's with Andy Engel, and I when I started, because I had been like wanting to do stand up for forever, and like my whole family and all my friends knew it, that like finally when I got on one of the shows, everyone was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, we'll come. So like for my first bringer, we were supposed to bring like 10-15 people. I brought like 75 people, and that show went fine because I could have said anything and I would be like, oh my god, it's amazing. But then like as the bringers started to like Andy Engel, who was booking the shows, immediately was like, I'm gonna put you on every show. You bring a serious crowd, you're making me money, kid. He was from the 20s, but he kind of talked like he was from the 20s. But so like by like the fourth or fifth show, like he was putting me on like the showcases, even though my stuff wasn't really that strong. So I'm doing like a showcase for was it like Letterman or like it was for a late night show, and Gaffigan shows up and they put him right before me. And Gaffigan does a set and kills. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's fucking Gaffigan! He fucking kills. And then I go on next, and all I did for the first 3 minutes of my 8 minutes was, hey guys, it's Jim Gaffigan. Jim Gaffigan, did you guys see that? It was Jim Gaffigan. That was crazy, right? And everyone's just like, yeah. Like it was just silence. Like I thought it would be like all right, cool, yeah, Jim Gaffigan, and it was just like zip. So I could not
And
dig
that club
myself
owner
out.
was like, "What are you doing up there?
Yeah, yeah. What are you doing up there, kid?
Get on, do something, kid."
Tomato hits me in the face, and he's like, "What? That's what we do." But yeah, no, yeah, it was, yeah. I just like, there's no good ending to that story other than the fact that I just continued to bomb, and then I tried to like, kind of like dig into the bomb and like really settle into it, and it also did not do well. My crowd work was not up to par. Yeah, it was just a crash and burn. Let's look at some art.
Done.
Okay. First, we're gonna check out the art from, best artist in the world, Kara Sketches. Kara, where are you? There you are. That's not. Yep, there we go. God damn it. You're not Kara Sketches. You are. There you are. How are you? How have you been, Kara? How was your week?
I'm pretty good.
Amazing.
Good.
And how does it feel to be best artist in the world 3 weeks in a row?
I feel like I'm hogging it, to be honest. I'm very I love it. It's fun to be on the show, but I feel bad that I'm taking up space from other people,
Oh, man.
possibly.
You've been crushing it.
Thank you.
Well, walk us through this this self-expression.
So my favorite food is udon soup, and I put like a brick brown background to imply, well, this typical brick stand-up stage background, and it's just spilling, you know. I mean, what better way for a soup to bomb than to just spill everywhere?
It does kind of feel like that when you bomb, that just like, I don't know, like all of your insides are just sort of like
Drained.
draining out onto the stage in front of you.
Well, I mean, in this case too, it's like the hot soup is going to be splashing on the audience as well. So not only are you bombing, but you're injuring your audience.
Yes.
So that in itself is very dangerous.
You know the confusing feeling when you spill something hot that you were so excited to eat, and you don't know if you should be worried about saving the soup or saving your skin and organs or your clothes, and you don't know how to respond. That's bombing. That's a perfect metaphor. Everything's going so poorly, and you don't understand it, and you don't know how to respond, but you're just getting scalded.
Oh man, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's the just like the simple like change in color, like the liquid pouring out of the side.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's so effective showing that it is pouring out. But I mean, I don't know. It's I don't know. That's what sort of pops out to me in this piece.
Yeah, I agree.
Once that first drop hits the ground, it's like it's game over for that bowl of soup.
Game over. There's no coming back from that.
There's a literal inertia to that issue.
So, Kara, you know, I ask you this every week, and I feel like you always have a fun answer. Strategy. Has your strategy changed since you first became best artist in the world to now?
Not really, honestly. I kind of like including what we've talked about in the piece somehow. But also I just like to see where my brain goes when I hear the prompt, because sometimes it surprises me.
That's great. Yeah. So you allow yourself to sort of to improvise a little bit.
Yeah, improvise with art, not with words. That is not my forte.
Yeah, mine either. Apparently, as everyone has seen. Well, awesome. Well, I'm gonna put you back into the abyss, and then we'll bring it back in a bit.
Well done, Kara.
Yeah, great job, Kara.
So next up, we have the challenger, all the way from New Zealand, Robin. That's not Robin.
Hi.
That's not Robin either. That's not Robin either. All right, hold on. All my boxes got all out of whack when I.
What happens when you swap boxes?
It's what happens when you box swap.
We've talked about this.
We did. Bear with me. There she is. All right.
I'm here. I know I'm here.
You are here.
I
There
can see
you are.
myself.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi. How's New Zealand?
Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm in New Zealand. That's where I've been, and that's where I'll stay until it doesn't cost 10 grand to leave and come back.
Out of control. Well, what have you made? What how did you manifest this this art commission?
So I knew I was going to walk into this high panel of non-biased judges. I knew I was going to walk into this running home from work, and I was telling some of the other folks that I was having nightmares last night about not making it here in time. So I just ran into my like dirty bedroom and grabbed as many things as I could find that make art, which included some face paint. And for this challenge, as controversial as it is, I really like meat. So I painted some sort of like mammalian creature on my face, sticking its tongue out and crying because it's tried to do like the maudlin humor in an act and it's not working out. So it's just a really sad. And I didn't have time. When you said pencils down, I was going to do the eyebrows because I was like, this is minimal, but I'm putting a lot of thought into it.
Oh, that's incredible. I was so hoping.
Is it though?
No, it is. It is. It is because I've not seen anyone do art this way on Art Smackdown, which is why I was so excited to have you on, because look at that. Yeah, because your face and sort of body art that you've done is some of the best that I have personally seen and witnessed. So I was hoping that that's what you would sort of.
To be fair, most of the time I look like a sad mammal that's bummed in a stand-up routine. So I didn't have to do much, but I know that art is not about how much hours you put in. It's about like working with what you have, which is what I do every day.
That's
and by the way, I just turned 37, so like working with what you have is now a full-time job. That wrinkle's real. I didn't draw that on. That's a real wrinkle right there.
Well, it definitely tells a story. Like, I feel like this dog like does open mics every day, and this is always the outcome. And it's like
every day.
This is Justin and dog is kind of shining on you right now. Like, I imagine like my clothes like look past that, I see it's like raining on you right now. And it's like everywhere you go, like this dark cloud follows this comedy dog that just can't get a bone.
Oh my god!
You know, when I was thinking about like what food I would use for such a prompt, I was thinking about, well, Germany I bombed, so maybe I draw a bratwurst, which looks like a wiener dog, and then we come full circle to Robin. It's a remarkable journey. That I don't I don't think when we came up with this prompt, Mark, I'd realize how emotionally devastating it would be to me, but it is just dagger to the heart in the best possible way. You guys are really personifying some of the worst moments of my life in such an enjoyable way, and I'm here for it.
Robin, as usual, thank you for triggering.
Makes us a one-dimensional sad dog. So make lemons out of lemonade.
Well, I would like to personally thank you for triggering Justin. As
my pleasure. My pleasure.
So Robin, I mean, fill us in. I mean, do you have a strategy coming in, like aside from what we see on your face? Like, is there?
My strategy was to be able to use Twitch and Zoom simultaneously, and I've already won. So everything else is just icing on the cake as long as I can stay connected to this whole situation. Everything else is just. Well, we're just having fun.
Now we can end the show, because that's all that matters.
Good, I have somewhere to be.
Well, all right. Well, so then I'm going to send you back into the abyss as well, and we will bring you back on in a bit.
Well done, Robin.
Arigato gozaimasu.
And last but not least, last week's audience champion, the king of VR, Chris Wilcoxon. Bad example. In the chat.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. How's it going with you?
It's going so good. I was really excited about this challenge because I couldn't stop thinking about a food I've been addicted to recently. I found a recipe for they are poblano and plantain street tacos, and they're phenomenal. This is like sweet spicy blend. It's really yummy, and that's it for the challenge to draw bombing at a comedy show. There's nothing that I can think about bombing more than an inside joke. So for the people that know Hello Zombie, that's it. She is really good at drawing one thing, and those things tend to be really phallic. And she's pretty much addicted to those things outside drawing too. So that's it. Like she's got like little dick toys and all that fun stuff. So that's it. Since these are poblano and plantain tacos, we call them pee-pee tacos. And so we get all excited about the next time we're going to make pee-pee tacos. And so since a comedy show wouldn't know that, the inside joke is someone not knowing what these are actually called. So this is a bean-to-bean recreation of these pee-pee tacos. And someone's ordered them and is really upset that they don't even taste like penis.
The reveal, Chris.
Yeah.
Just points just for the reveal of the art. I mean, this is does it get any better than this, audience? I mean, what we have had 3 spectacular pieces of art in 3 different mediums and 3 different dimensions, I guess. It's unbelievable. About 10 years ago, I worked on a fishing show for Animal Planet, and I wrote a dick joke for a fishing show, and it was between me and my editor, and we thought it was funny, and then he showed the network without telling me, and I became a dick joke writer for Animal Planet because they loved it so much.
Really?
And this is a true story. This is really where my comedy writing and TV career literally began, and this just harkens back to what I thought was going to be the biggest bomb of my life, which was me getting fired for writing a dick joke on an Animal Planet fishing show. And and this is spectacular. What a good emotional connection. What a spectacular story behind your art. It's so personal, and then yet still about dicks. I mean, what else do you want, Stetson? I mean, really.
I mean,
Right?
I mean, these don't even taste like penis is such a fantastic sentence. Like there's so much to unpack there, but I don't want to because I just revel in the joy of the sentence itself. These don't even taste like penis. Or is it that
I want that to be like a catchphrase for a sitcom, you know?
There we go.
Oh, Jimmy. What? Things don't even taste like penis. Amazing. Fucking awesome. All right, I'm so glad that I made this 3 minutes and not a minute. So, Chris, I mean, you are the only VR artist that I know, but certainly the only one on Art Smackdown. So you've already got that sort of strategy cornered. But like, what is your higher strategy in approaching this game today?
Really, I just got to focus on dethroning Kara. That's it, because I'm already planning on DDoSing Robin. So,
well, all right.
Just kind of focus on taking Kara down. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, all right.
Good to have goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, welcome back to the Abyss, and we'll see you in a bit. All right. So now, without further ado, we will unveil the masterpiece challenge. Again, another one I'm super excited to see what happens. This one is, so you have 20 minutes to complete this challenge. Make a climate change superhero, either made, powered by, or adjacent to fossil fuels. You can interpret that however you want.
Hence the adjacent.
Hence the adjacent. You have 20 minutes, and halfway through, we will have you compromise your art. Go. So, Justin, break it down for us. Why do you want to see a piece of art of a climate change superhero?
Well, I think that's something that there's is it the irony in it all that, you know, we need to stop climate change, and the people that have the most power to do so are the ones that manufacture cars and mine coal and or sell us oil. You know, the fact that like Ford and Toyota are like, you know, the greatest enablers of climate damage and gas guzzling in some respects are like the ones that are now supposed to save us from all of this with electric cars. There's an irony in all of this, and there's a cyclical nature to how we try to fix our problems by as slowly as possible, by not actually changing much of anything. And mostly it's just funny to me, the contrast. I find joy in the silliness of our destitution.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially with that huge climate change report that dropped today.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I woke up this morning and I saw, and I opened, I think I looked at Apple News, and it said whatever the headline was, which was, climate change is, whatever, just the red button is being pushed for climate change. And then I clicked on it and it said, must pay to subscribe to see this article. I was like, great. Cool. We are going to be fine. Humans are about to die. Everyone's going to kill everything you've ever cared about. And for $4.99, we'll tell you all about it. I mean, that's precious.
That is perfection. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's not to get too dark on a comedy art show, but I mean, we've gotten dark before. But I mean,
where else do you do it?
Where else do you do it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I mean, the fact that we're like, hey, by the way, like, now's the time. Like, now, like it's still gonna be a fucking struggle to get to get especially the American government to be like, well, I guess it's time to stop using oil now. Like, they're so steeped in those companies, and like the companies are so like in the fabric of our economy. Like even then they'll be like you sure? Like, are we really sure? It's like, this report just came out. Yeah, but like it would be a lot of work. Like, I don't know.
Listen, there's ways to change things, and there's ways to just pretend like you want to talk about changing things so people like you. And I don't know how the masses of people still like fall for this, but I think Biden's done a fine job, but he tweeted today, he's like, now is the time to change climate change. And like, motherfucker, you're like 78, and this has been going on the whole time you've been here. And how is this now the time? Just so many things you could do immediately. It's not about you're running the world right now, buddy. I don't know how to tell him that. The last guy tried to insurrect himself. Like, you could do anything in that position. What are you waiting for? We could do so much, and we choose not to.
Yeah, like Biden's like, man, someone's got to do something. Someone's got to push this button. Yeah, sir, it's you. You can push the button. I mean, this button isn't going to push itself, people. Like, someone's got to do something. Somebody
needs to pick up this phone and make the important phone. You're holding the phone. You're the phone. It's your phone.
The call is coming from inside the house.
It's coming from your. I don't know. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, Gary, your hat's right. You can't please them all.
You can't, and that's why I got it. I'm not really a hot take guy or what have you, but the person that is the face of climate change is 18 years old, which is empowering because the youth is the future, but it's like I personally think we're doomed. We can't get one country to unite on one thing, let alone the whole world. But this is clearly a problem. And I am very much into sci-fi, so like all this dystopian future stuff, it's alarming. But that's what we have art for, right, you guys?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, yeah. It's why we have comedy. Speaking of which, Gary, you have a show. Don't you have a show coming up in a week or two? Beverly?
Yeah. So I saw it's a sketch group put together. It's called Beverly. And I named it after Beverly D'Angelo.
Babe.
I love her. And it's at the Asylum, babe, total babe. Asylum, which is the old UCB on West 26th, so 8th and 26th. It's at August 23rd, Monday night at 9:30. It's a beautiful venue, and it's funny. I'm not a hot take guy. However, one of the sketches that I did write for the show is the Comedy Central roast of Mother Earth. And the roast master is Greta Thunberg. but it's really just a chance. It's just like a showcase for like everyone in the group's like impressions. So I'll like be Sebastian Maniscalco, and I'll be like, yeah, Mother Earth on our axis, dumb shit like that. So it's just really a vehicle for everyone to do Corey Easley. Like I wrote him to be Nick Cannon. So it's gonna be like shit like that, like more roasting the people on the dais than the actual planet, because world news and things like that is not my forte. But I'm really excited. It's a new spot. There's not many spots left in New York to perform at. I mean, and who knows? Maybe this might be the only show I get to do before we have to stay in our homes again.
Listen,
you never know.
There's a lot of silver lining to all this, because when everything, the world shut down in 2020, they were seeing like dolphins were in like the canals in Venice, and all the pollution in LA cleared up because no one was driving anywhere. I mean, that's the joy of the Delta variant, right? It locks us all down, saves the planet. It's a win-win, except for the first part.
Yeah, did you tell that joke in Germany?
No, I did the bratwurst joke I did before.
But all right, so let's talk about different kind of art that's like less I don't know, cynical.
Dark.
Yeah, have you guys seen any decent movies or anything lately?
Yeah. Suicide Squad.
Watching it tonight, no spoilers.
I like that.
Yeah, it was good.
No spoilies in the comments section, guys. No spoilies in the comments section.
I watched a screener this weekend for a show that's coming out called 9 Perfect Strangers. It's sort of like, it's a similar thing to like White Lotus, where it's just like a bunch of highly privileged people in a resort dealing with like real fucking problems. But it's good. It's coming on Hulu.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be like Perfect Strangers, but they just cloned Larry and Balky. So there's not.
It's 4 pairings of them, and then one
just
extra
imagine
cousin
like
Balky.
4 Balkies, 4.5 Balkies. Yeah,
I'd watch that show first. 4.5 Balkies. Fucking amazing.
That's the reboot the world needs. We just take everyone's favorite characters and add more of them to the same show. Mm-hmm. It's an easy formula.
How about you, Gary? What have you seen? Anything fun?
I did see the Suicide Squad. I enjoyed it. I did go to the movie theater for that. However, the next day it came on HBO Max, and I was like, I didn't know that. I would have because that was my only second time going to the movies since the pandemic started. But like a month ago, or no, 3 weeks ago, I saw Pig, which was fucking spectacular. Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, Pig.
Mark my words, he's gonna get nominated for an Oscar for it. That dude, it was like
I agree.
Not what I thought it was gonna be, in the best possible way.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was gonna be like John Wick, but with a pig, and it was not John Wick with a pig. It was Nicolas Cage with a pig, and it was way more interesting than I ever thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, I think he only raises his voice once, which for him is like really impressive.
Yeah.
Like, everything is like very, very quiet and restrained.
Yeah.
It's such a fun thing to do with an actor like that. Like, I remember when I saw Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love, I saw them like take him and just take the comedic voice out of his yelling and just make him sincere. And I was like, what a fun contrast to what everybody knows this person as. It's such a fun thing. It really is such an enjoyable way to see an artist.
Oh, really quick before we go on. It is time, everyone, to compromise your vision. This is where we bring on the Wheel of Compromise, the color Wheel of Compromise, and give it a spin. How fast the wheel spins. It spins and spins, and then it stops. Where's Micah? Okay. So, Micah is the co-creator of the show, and who has stepped away for a few months. So, Micah, for all of y'all in the competition who know who Micah is, this is essentially your opportunity to kind of like Where's Waldo, plop Micah in somewhere in the piece of art. For those of you who don't know who Micah Sherman is, who or whatever Micah makes you think of.
I'm thinking like Hawaiian shirt and a fedora.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last time I saw him, he was rocking that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
If nothing else, it's a great caricature anybody can work with in the art experience.
Yes.
Like if Chip from Chippendale was a human being. Well, you're going off what you were saying, Justin. You're absolutely right. Like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems, it's like he was like, I'm actually when I want to be, I'm a really good actor. Here, let me show you.
Yeah. I like being a silly piece of shit, and people pay me a lot of money to do it. But also, I can do other things. It's great. It really is a formula. I wish we saw more of it. I'm surprised we don't, because it's so successful too. Because we live such a celebrity-centric world. We form these such strong opinions about who we believe artists are and actors are, and people get on their track and their lane, and it's so fun to break that open and have them do something so contrasting. It's like watching LeBron James in Space Jam. It's like, oh, I didn't know you could be so bad at something. What a fun contrast. I actually saw Space Jam in the movies. I blocked it out of my brain until you said you went to the movie theater to see the Suicide Squad, and I was just I couldn't get it. I was with a friend of mine. We couldn't get it to work on HBO Go, so we just went outside and ate some edibles, and then half an hour later walked by a movie theater that was playing Space Jam, and so we went in and got a lot of popcorn, and it was sometimes there's something really nice about seeing a really bad movie.
But you like that I feel like it's not a bad movie to eat edibles to, with all like all the visuals and stuff.
Yeah.
And yet it was still impressively bad, Gary. You're completely correct. And everything you're saying is accurate. And it was that, but it was also just like, you can't write dialogue. Like, I've seen LeBron James act in Trainwreck with Amy Schumer, and he was great.
He's great in Trainwreck. Yeah.
And then he's got his own movie, and he's just like, well, that's my son, and he got to play basketball, or else. What else are you gonna? Oh, he has other interests. No, It's like, well, you've never spoken before, buddy. What's going on?
I remember the time.
Oh, go ahead.
Around when they were getting ready to shoot the movie, a lot of NBA players turned him down when he asked them to be in the movie. That's why I don't think like you see like the big name stars. I mean, you guys have seen it. I know there are players in it, but I don't think like the Kevin Durant's, like Steph Curry's, like he asked them to be a part of it. They're like, no, we know this is gonna be a piece of shit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And also, he wants to piss off Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
A handful turned him down. And it's like, according to that documentary, it's like he takes everything personally. So it's like you don't want to piss him off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you don't give Michael Jordan something to take personally, he will create something to take personally just to shit on your face. Speaking of which, do you guys want to see some art? Some audience art?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I hope the transition from shit on face to audience art is not literal. Or maybe they took it in a very specific direction and blessed their hearts.
This doesn't even taste like shit. So here is from this is from Schwartz and Merck.
Oh, I love it.
Happy to see Schwartz and Merck back in the game. Schwartz and Merck was had some like work schedule stuff that was preventing him from being around a lot.
I love it. And is that a meaty leg?
That's a meaty leg.
Is that a meaty leg?
That's a meaty leg. Schwarzenberg just goes, yes.
Schwarzenberg, you beautiful bastard. Oh my god. I mean, it was like I started from the top and looked down. It's like, I really, really, really like this. I'm like, wait, that's a leg. Bravo, sir.
Hell yeah.
The integration of throwing the tomato at a comedian, as referenced earlier in the show, if I recall,
indeed,
and now personified in a sliced tomato towards just spectacular.
Schwartz and Merck back.
And the way he drew the eyes, like the eyes, he knows it's coming.
He knows it's coming.
Yeah.
He's like, he's going.
Oh, that's wild. That's fantastic. This one is from
So good.
This one's from Lazy Swan. Mr. W. Mellon gets no laughs, gets overwhelmed, starts sweating, and then starts losing his pips, spraying them all over the audience.
This looks very Louis C.K. to me.
Ah!
I'm just gonna put that out there.
Which surprising, actually.
I love it because of the.
Go ahead.
It's just nice. Watermelon is a summer fruit.
Uh-huh.
I would love watermelon. It's making me want watermelon right now. But yeah, it looks like a little pee-pee or something like that. and you can see the one person that's catching it, like the eyes, the eyes are all like kind of like zonked out. Like this is what you get for going to the front row.
That's right. There's consequences. It's also a callback to Gallagher, another reference.
Oh yeah.
The show. This is beautiful.
Oh my God. My drunken misadventures.
Yeah.
This next one is from Audio Gabriel. Taco Tuesday, open mic night, but it's Monday.
I like that there's nobody in the foreground.
That's great.
It really reinforces the open mic night.
But I gotta say though, it kind of looks like he's crushing though. Doesn't it look like he's crushing it on stage?
He doesn't know he's bombing, but the lack of audience tells the story.
So he's one of those unself-aware comedians.
Yeah. I mean, it's Taco Tuesday and a Monday. Hey, you can't fuck that up and tell the world that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, like nothing about that stance says lack of confidence.
Yeah.
that Taco is crushing in his own mind.
That's really funny, Audio Gabriel. I ran out of time to draw the crickets.
And then this one is from Feral HW. Oh, come on. Which, for some reason, this piece isn't moving the way I want it to. Come on. All right. Let's see if I can... There we go.
Pizza? Is that pizza?
There we go. All right, we fixed it. All right.
Mushroom pizza?
So this is... Oh, shit.
Oh, there we go.
Art supplies down, folks. Art supplies down. Time is up. Send all of your pieces of art to fartsmackdown@gmail.com. All right, so Feral HW's happiest food is pizza. But my pizza's saddest moment is not getting laughs. He's sharing his trauma through comedy, and this goddamn audience cannot give him a break. So he's breaking down. That's a mushroom nose, and he's going over his light.
He blew the light.
He blew the light.
I would have liked to see him crusty and burnt because the light was on too long.
Oh, wow.
If I'm gonna really get into the spirit of the comedian, this is awesome. The light is so good. I like that it looks like the mushrooms are melting. His face is melting from the light. Actually, I guess he really accomplished the thing that I just said.
I love how I guess the stagehand when they announce him to go up on stage has to clearly lower the mic a lot lower than the other stand-ups and point it directly into his mouth.
That's so good. Yes,
so that already he stopped in an uphill battle because someone has to adjust his mic for him.
Yep. He's got no arms. He's a pizza.
Yeah. What do you expect? I'm a pizza.
The classic pizza feet, no arms situation. We've all been there.
That's it. Those are the audience submissions. And
awesome.
While we wait for the rest to come
did
in.
A great job.
Yeah, right?
Beautiful. Seriously, all four of them. There's been not a bad piece of art. in this show, except for the things that I've said out loud.
Detail. Wow.
Yeah.
While we wait for people to submit, the second half of my Jim Gaffigan bombing story is that I followed Jim Gaffigan to the bar right outside, like right at the comics bar to talk to Jim Gaffigan, and we were in the middle of a conversation, and then he goes, "Oh my God, Louis here! We gotta go check him out." I'm like, "Who's Louis?" This is like early, it's like 2012, 13, something like that. And we went out, and then Louis C.K. was on stage, and Jim Gaffigan was just staring at him with just this sense of awe, and he turns to me and he goes, "He's just the fucking best, man." And I was like, "But you're Jim Gaffigan." He was like, "Yeah, but like I can't do what he does." And then that was it. I just remember that for years. And then, Louis became like Louis, and then he became Louis.
And
that's where he is right now. I always think about that when.
That's awesome. He was always that guy. He's one of those guys that everybody goes down to the room to watch when he came on stage. It's crazy. He really is.
In the food world, what's the food that, like, when they start go up on stage to the mic, that all the other fruit and vegetables, like, yo, I gotta check out his or her set.
Oh,
I'm trying to think.
I feel like I want to say avocado, but I think avocado is more like the Dane Cook of this analogy, in that it's blown up and everybody.
Avocado is big.
Yeah, but
in the
none of the
Brooklyn
comics are
comedy
like, this is not the
is
best.
Like the
Yeah.
headline.
Right.
It's a clean set, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah. And yet the most popular thing for a minute.
Oh yeah.
No explanation.
Just fills the audience with energy for the rest
Audio
of the
Gabriel said poutine. I can get on board with that.
I can get on board with some poutine.
Just like fucking dripping and gravy's dripping on the stage. Everybody's just smelling the poutine. Come on. Like, you're already invested.
Yeah, it's got to be like it has to be like a it's like a loaded nachos. It has to be something that everybody smells and is like, I'm trying to eat this salad, but how do I not get distracted by this thing?
And you appreciate the nachos jokes because there's layers to it.
Yeah.
Coming up to the stage, does shows all over town. Mahi mahi.
Big in Hawaii. Fun fact by that performer.
About mahi mahi.
Fish island joke.
Well, isn't it like a made up fish, mahi mahi? Like, isn't that like didn't it like not exist as like a dish for years and suddenly?
Like it's like a generic name for a fish, but they don't actually know what kind of fish it is. That's what you mean?
I think so. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do have a lot of fish in Hawaii, so my joke stands, you motherfucker. Don't try to break this shit apart. It was brilliant. It's gold. It's going in the Berlin Act.
Well,
after the show, it's gonna be like, great job, everyone. And Justin's gonna be like, you step on my fucking jokes again.
Swear to fucking Christ.
I did say that before the show, so I might as well continue afterwards. Yeah.
Well, here's our first piece of art from the contestants. We are bringing back on the best artist in the world, Kara Sketches. Nope, not Kara. That's Kara. Hey, Kara, welcome back.
Hello.
So this is your piece. It is so.
Oh my God.
So gorgeous. Walk us through it.
Okay, this is probably the most tragic metaphor that I've ever come up with in my art on Art Smackdown. So this is Mr. Carbon. He's a mass timber superhero, and I wrote a little snippet. His body sequesters carbon, but he's tragically powered by gas. So as he grows out of the forest that created him, he simultaneously burns it down. really dark stuff.
First of
So those
all,
are the
yeah,
little sparks. Anyways.
you said you weren't good with words, and then you just completely contradicted yourself by spelling out the layers of your superhero and his curse. First of all, you can't be a superhero without having kryptonite, so you're right on the money.
Wow.
I love that he is either trying to save or murder that small person.
That's Micah.
That's like,
That's where Micah is right now.
I didn't realize Micah was a Brazilian soccer player. That's funny. It's a long way from the Hawaiian shirt and the fedora, but I like the creative choice.
He talks about basketball a lot, so I give him a little basketball. He's playing basketball in the forest for some reason.
He would love that. Yeah.
the old forest court. We talk about that a lot in Space Jam, so that makes sense.
That's actually.
Speaking of Space Jam, I get like Jetsons vibes. What was the name of the maid, the Joan Rivers character in Jetsons? Am I getting that? I'm confused now with Spaceballs. Never mind. I love the detail.
You think of Dot Matrix? Dot Matrix is
okay. That's what I'm getting with the torso. But I could see this in like a children's book or something. Like it's just like it looks like the cover of the children's book. It's really, really cool. I love the detail. Yeah, I just think it's so badass. I admire and appreciate people who are good artists.
Yeah,
because I'm terrible at it. So this is really, really cool. Thank you.
Just like the burning furnace in his belly is just so
sad.
It's so sad, but so beautiful.
It really is. It's spectacular. It's like you created an entire character in a world that suits itself. I can imagine all of this, like the color of the background being much like your brick wall before. Like this is just like the raging forest fire of the life that he lives in the world. Like he never gets a view. How sad is that? Because everything's on fire.
Color of the sunrise when there's smoke in the air, which is really sad. But this is a comedy show.
I love that you're surprised at this, Justin. You commissioned it.
I missed you broke up for a second. I missed the first part.
Dark.
Oh yeah, we knew.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did this. Yeah,
you commissioned this.
You did this. You did this. No, this is great. Yeah, this
comedy is just tragedy plus punchline, right? So, sorry, Northern California.
The punchline is Micah running away.
That's for sure. Well, cool. Well, Kara, this is gorgeous. We will send you back into the abyss, and we'll bring you back to talk about it in a bit. Bye. All right. Next, we will bring up the challenger from New Zealand, Robin.
Hi. Hey.
Hello. Welcome back.
I sent you my picture on Facebook chat because I didn't know how to send it to you.
Oh,
so
amazing.
You have a JPEG in Facebook chat that you can put in there, hopefully.
Delight. There it is. I'm going to download it right now.
Cool. Sorry for taking up extra time.
Oh my God, don't worry about it. Download. Perfect. That's where I want it to be.
So Robin, you said you before the show started, you like watching Drag Race?
That I watch it? Yeah, yes, I do. And I also do drag as well.
Right now?
What's that?
Are you watching All Star 6 right now?
I am. I don't know if I'm fully caught up, but I am.
Okay, because I equally love Drag Race as well. Do you have any front runners or favorites? Who do you think's going to win it?
I've loved the Glamour Toad since I first saw them on the show, and I think that Ginger Minge is definitely one of the funniest to be on for a long time. So I'm hoping that Ginger takes it all the way. And if Ginger's already lost, please don't spoil it for me.
Oh no! Ginger's fantastic, and so you're not like. Have you seen the Snatch Game yet?
Have you seen the Snatch Game? Her art's the Snatch Game. Yes. Am I right, everybody?
Okay. Just chill the fuck
All
out.
right. Well,
My
I'm with you
partner
on that.
is Argentinian, and instead of saying "chill the fuck out," he says "chill the fuck up," and it's pretty funny. It still makes sense.
It does. Well, so
Yeah, it works.
take us through this delightful piece.
Okay, so you said fossil fuels, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna be the third person to do a dinosaur." But I took a risk anyway, and so far it seems like it paid off because there aren't any similar pieces from what I can tell. This is a pterodactyl. I am of a certain age where I'm thinking about getting pregnant soon, and I've been listening to this book called It All Starts with the Egg, which is scarier than any horror movie I've ever seen when it comes to the BPAs, the all the other scary acronyms in the environments related to plastic and the things that are part of our industrial revolution that is ongoing. So this pterodactyl is wearing some of like the latest in Kardashian cosmetics. You can see the Kardashian eyebrow, the lipstick, the blush, and is basically just exposing themselves to all of the things that will ensure that they can never conceive. And I truly believe that the dinosaurs became extinct not because of an enormous natural disaster, but probably because of the cosmetic industry when they were on planet Earth. I also work in a special effects and cosmetic store, so it's still on the mind. But yeah, that's basically the vibe. And then I don't know who the person is that you mentioned, but I have this amazing nipple pasty that I brought home from work, and you said something about a Hawaiian shirt. So it's like a tropical, it's like a immaculate conception of one of your friends from an otherwise sterile dinosaur.
Oh my god! Because life finds a way.
Yes, exactly.
Speed. Oh my god. It's a direction, layers upon layers of direction I didn't anticipate when I came up with this prompt. You've brought so much joy to such a sad suggestion on my part. I mean, look how happy she is. At least face, maybe it's like representative of society, which is we're all painting on these smiles like nothing bad's gonna happen to us.
Yeah, I think her happy is all cosmetic induced. I don't actually know how happy she is. Nobody knows. Nobody will ever know.
And that
incredible
is the saddest detail of all.
I love it because it like I'm looking at the makeup now and the eyes, and like you're saying Kardashian, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and
with
I
a little
love the
bit
colors.
of like hormone monster mixed in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But like the colors too, like it almost seems like somewhere over the rainbow. Maybe there's hope, but who knows? Because it all starts with the egg.
Mm-hmm.
And also like the pterodactyl wings, like with the superhero element, like it's like I never would have thought to make a pterodactyl a superhero, but like the image, like it all works. Like it all works as like a cape slash wing. Like it's.
I didn't even think of that.
Really?
That was an accident.
You were just in the flow. You're
internalizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, it is. It's spectacular. And it's almost like the cape is painted on because the superhero status is as fake as the happiness is.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
now
plus a clam.
That was the saddest detail of them all. All right. Well, awesome. Well, all right. Well, Robin, this is awesome. We are going to send you back into the abyss, and we will bring you back after the next one to find out who won. See you in a bit.
Audio Gabriel just said, "Love the meaty legs on the bird." Yeah, I see that. And to answer,
oh my god, those legs are so meaty.
Like meaty thighs. So nice.
Absolutely. All right. Well, so now we're bringing on the audience champion, the VR maven himself, Mr. Chris Wilcoxon. Bad example.
Already.
Show us what you got.
Yep. So that's again, I'm gonna have some backstory with this. So I was picturing superheroes need a villain to fight, and I was thinking that it would be really cool if the superhero that had to fight an alien race that was coming to like enslave us, take all our resources, And instead of finding a superhero, all the countries like got together. We stopped fighting. We stopped all wars. And we decided to build our superhero by mining all our own resources and building just this giant robot. And this is just this like massive, massive beast that took everything that the aliens would have taken from us anyway. And so to convince everybody that this was what we needed, that they had to put a friendly face on it. So this giant coal-powered robot is Thomas the Tank Engine.
Huh?
And this is what's going to protect us from the aliens. Sadly, it's going to burn through all our resources just running the thing, but that's all right. That's an afterthought. And then we didn't really put too much sentient AI in it, so that's it. The government went in, tried to find somebody who would just, at the drop of a hat, leave everything behind they had to go and pilot this thing. And they found Micah. So if we come around here, got a hatch up in here.
Oh my goodness.
And around in here, here's Micah chilling, just piloting this thing.
Oh my God, Micah is piloting Thomas the Tank. Oh man.
Holy crap.
If there's one thing I love more than your VR art, it's the power of your reveal. There's always such a fun reveal. It's like a good Key and Peele sketch.
Oh, there we go.
There's always like one sort of flip at the end that like gives it a whole new perspective. Right?
I'm
Kat?
so impressed with all of you because you've all have these narratives behind the thing you came up with that you were explaining to us as you've been. And like, to me, I spent all of my life just trying to come up with a narrative, and you guys are doing it while also drawing things I could never in a million years accomplish. It's phenomenal. And yeah, your reveal game was on point. Your art game was on point. His anger at the aliens, necessary. And spectacular. I mean, the cockpit is in the butt. Thank you, Hello Zombie, for saying what we're all thinking. You went from dick to butt. It's perfect. It's really full circle.
I just love too that our hero is not. It's good. It's like deceptive because it doesn't really seem threatening, but the person inside it that's controlling it, very, very threatening. So I like that duality that's going on. And also just like when you get to see the scope of it as you're kind of like panning up, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you.
Well, George Harrison wants a piece of it too. He's like, "What's going on over there?"
Oh.
Cat content. So, all right. So, Chris, obviously, as usual, fucking mind blowing. I'm going to bring everyone else back in and showcase their art. And Justin, this is your time to ask them any sort of like clarifying questions, anything that might help you to make your decision. That is assuming you haven't already made it. So, let us know if you want to see any of the pieces like blown up. Up to you.
Yeah. I like this layout where I can see them all. Powered by Jason 2 or made of. You guys have all done those things. I mean, this is so much harder than I thought. I mean, I was thinking of like a game of Jackbox where like one person's really good at art and everybody else is just an idiot, and that's what I was coming in here to judge. And you all are just so spectacular and it's so different. It's incredible. I like it's what's curious to me, and I'm just going to think out loud, is like that you've all come at the climate change thing from different elements. Robin said everyone was going to do dinosaur. I never would have thought dinosaur. I love the depth of the dinosaur thought. And then the adjacency of the chemicals in our lives. And then Thomas the Tank is consuming other resources. We've got our woodland creature. Feels like a infantilization of your superhero. I don't mean that. Your lumber creature. They're all just such different perspectives, and also good. Right? I mean, I don't know who here thinks I'm handsome. I don't know, Bribe or Judge.
Well, I don't know if this helps at all. So we've also polled the chat. Votes are still coming in, but as of right now, small sample size. But as of right now, all three of them have 33% of the vote. So it's a deadlock.
It doesn't. It's not helpful at all, is what you're saying.
Yep, not yet. So
I was counting on you, audience. I needed you.
Yeah.
You've let me
Justin,
down.
if it makes you feel any better, when Mark asked me to come back and do the show, my one stipulation was that I did not want to judge anymore, because it is. I think I've only done it once or twice judging.
Yeah, I think
But
twice.
it is so hard because there's so many good things to choose from. So I do not envy you one bit. So I wish you the best of luck with your decision.
I appreciate that. Also, incredibly unhelpful piece of information. But I do look forward to rejecting this position in the future.
One and done. That's how it works around here. Hey, have you done Mark's show or Smackdown? Yeah. To make you judge? Yeah. Ever do it again? Absolutely not. Now.
What?
Now, okay. It is. We've had more votes from the audience. Robin has 50% of the votes. Kara has 33% of the vote, and Bad Example has 17% of the vote. But that may change.
How much? What's our timeline here? We got like 24 hours, 3 weeks. What are we thinking?
You've got about 8 months.
Okay, great.
Yeah, no one
That's
else
perfect.
has anything to do. Yeah. No, but yeah. I mean, this is. I mean, like I said at the beginning, like I said to you earlier. I mean, there's the decision's a decision. Everyone knows. Everyone should know that the art's amazing. So it's just a matter of who gets to come back next week and and do art.
Again, I mean, listen, I think you're all so talented. You all deserve to be back every week for the rest. In fact, just send me art every week would be great, because that would make me happy. I'd probably bomb less. And there's so many things that I love about each one of them, and but I think that I am most drawn to a specific narrative in these pieces, and the piece that I think as I step back and then ease my way back in, I'm most drawn to one specific piece, and it is not a judgment of better or worse. I think it is just to me the most interesting perspective based on the prompt given.
We'll go for it.
You ready? Is everybody ready?
So ready. Well,
We've been ready. Let's go.
do you want to change the lights in your living room to create drama?
Yeah, I do. I actually very much do. I think the best way for me to do it is to mute myself. If you want to do a drum roll of some sorts. And the winner and returning champion will be Robin Waxberger.
Whoa! Woo! Robin and her pterodactyl.
I gotta say, the dinosaur thing, the cultural commentary of the makeup, almost a shitty superhero, which is the whole thing. These are all so good. This is so hard, but the raw, really. It's great. You guys are all spectacular, but Robin, congratulations.
Kara, can you send me like a PNG of that piece of art, because I want to put that on a T-shirt.
Sure.
If you're cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
In the meantime, holy shit. Robin is the new best artist in the world.
Yes. Were you about to say my last name?
I was. Would you like me to?
Were you about to say Waxberger?
Yeah. Should I not?
Okay, that's cool.
I probably
No,
should.
it's fine. No, don't worry about it. I'll remain anonymous.
Okay.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so excited. Yay!
All right, so now I'm going to I'm going to bring on, for Justin, I'm going to bring on the audience submissions. and we're gonna go through them all, and then we will end the show. Schwartz and Merc, are we rating you this evening after the show? Are you doing art? Let me know in the chat. And then so essentially I will show you all the audience art, and then I'll say what we like about it, and then we will end the show. And then Justin, you will let me know off camera which are the top 5.
I can't believe I have to do this again. This is an absolute nightmare.
You do. Well, actually, the good news is I believe we only have one. We only have what? We actually
4.
We only have 4, I think, submissions.
Everybody wins.
So everyone will be in the top 5. So there you go. Okay.
All right.
So first out of the gate is Audio Gabriel. Hot Tub Aquaman. Because the oceans be hot.
Oh man, that's so good. You're never not going to win me over with a great tagline. I know this is an art show. I know it's about the drawings, but that tagline is spectacular. The art, the tailpipe mask is beautiful. I love a superhero that's into his fitness. We got some abs, but not too many that he's obsessive. He lives a healthy life, eats well, breathes carbon dioxide, monoxide.
Monoxide.
Monoxide. Phenomena. Spectacular. I love it.
Fantastic. Next one is Feral HW. Here we go. The caption for the description for this is: his name is Micah Jr. He's trying his best to put out all the wildfires with his little bucket. All summer on the East Coast, we've had air quality warnings because of the fires in BC. That's fucking crazy. The sun gets bright red and it's scary. But goddamn, Micah Jr. is gonna save us all. XOXO, Feral.
We've already seen one example of what may have actually extincted the dinosaurs, and this is another. Tiny-handed T-Rexes trying to splash fires out with a bucket of water. This is another great theory. It's so good. I like that he's smiling. I like that he's happy with the work he's doing. That's all we can really ask for, is to enjoy the work that we do.
Yeah.
And he may not save the planet, but he's saving his own soul.
There, yeah. Oh.
It's very cute, Gary. You're correct.
Next
Cute
one.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a yarmulke. That's hair? I thought it was a Jewish T-Rex. If he's not Jewish, I'm less into it.
Oh, shit. I think this one may have broken my OBS. Hold on. Bear with me. For some reason, I'm not. Are you able to see it?
Yeah, I can see it. It's like filling up the screen for the most part. I don't think I see the full out of it, but it is shimmering and it is beautiful.
Oh, there we go.
Solar Girl.
All right. Bingo. Okay, there we go. We saved it. Okay. Oh, there's more to it. Okay, so
T-Rexes are Jewish.
Solar Girl, sponsored by British Petroleum. If it's sexy, it must be good, right? Micah's jumped on at the last second for a ride.
That's fantastic. I mean, it just you've got all of the eyesight reading the right word. Am I using the wrong word? I'm very tired. But all of the influence of big oil with the flash and the pan of a superhero. It's so fun. Like solar, like my first reaction when I could only see the top half of it was like, this is a great choice for superhero, for a climate change superhero. But then you throw in the BP and it's sponsored by BP. It's a perfect assembly. and it's just magnificent, and the glimmer is such a nice touch. Beautiful.
It's so
I love this.
shiny.
I'd put this on a shirt.
Yeah. And I believe last but not least, yes, is Schwarzenmark. There we go. Oh, damn it. Wow, it keeps getting longer. Okay. This one's from Schwarzenmark. Micah accepted the great responsibility of harnessing the most powerful energy sources known to Mango, become Captain Micah. Unfortunately, each ring of the Micah-Tears holds a different appendage to construct Captain Micah, and sometimes a part gets switched to one of the elements. Hamster, methane, log, coal, oil.
Hamster is so good.
So good. I should have gone the other direction. That would have been a lot more fun.
You should have. Yeah. You know, it should have been. You should have ended on hamster is clearly the Captain America equivalent of heart.
It is.
I think we all knew that. This is beautiful. First of all, any Captain Planet reference is gold in my book. Also, phenomenal artist. Where do you people come from? What have I been doing with my life? My stick figures are not worth being on this show. I love the hamster is like any good joke. A good misdirect is one of the best, simplest forms of a punchline, and throwing in a hamster as your fifth thing and personifying your superhero as such is a joy. Listen, I just hope for him that when parts of his body get built by the pieces that make him, that he gets a log dick, and there I said it.
Cannot agree more. This is phenomenal. Gary, any thoughts?
That was an homage to Chris, by the way. I want that to be very abundantly clear.
Everything's just kind of catching up because mine was buffering because my computer's being slow right now. So I see Schwarzenmark right now. I love it. I love the chip. Looks like the chip from Chip and Dale shirt, like a Micah Swine shirt.
Yes.
So I love that. I like the previous one, the hair and the sparkles. Like it just looked like a class. Like it reminded me of a character you'd see on The Boys. If anybody watches that, it's a great show.
Yeah.
Anybody watch The Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
No?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Phenomenal.
Okay. Well, anyways, and then the dinosaur is just adorable, and I love the car from the Hot Tub Aquaman. It reminded me of one of like those, and just from the back, I saw so much detail. It looked like one of those like late '80s, early '90s like BMWs with like, you know what I'm talking about? Like just they're like really long. I don't know, but that's what I got from that. They're all really amazing, as always.
Love it. And yeah, Kara, do you have any? And what are your sort of first impressions of these masterpieces?
Well, since there's only 4, I'm just gonna go through and say my favorite thing about all of them. I really like the Solar Girl by Lazy Swan, the typical bait and switch of massive companies saying that they're green and then they're not. And then also the cameo from Micah is adorable. And then I love the hamster from Schwarzenmark. The idea, I immediately pictured a hamster running through a wheel, like powering Micah. And then the dinosaur is adorable, and it's cute how he's like earnestly trying to take the fire out with this tiny little water bucket. And then also the concept of the Aquaman and how he's kind of fueled by something that's eventually going to kill him, which is kind of similar to my idea.
Right on. And Robin, how about you?
You're muted, Robin.
Muted.
Here I am. I was going to say I'm very susceptible to good filters. So the glittering Solar Girl really has my heart. But also I'm glad that there's more dinosaur representation, because like the whole fossil thing. It seemed like somebody else would be like-minded on that front. And I like the Miketeers. It makes me want to get to know Micah more. So yeah, and definitely the hot tub Aquaman, like I like where it's going. I like it as a concept drawing for something that's just going to keep evolving into what eventually will be like a $4 million costume at a Comic-Con or something like that. So that's how I feel about all of that.
Hell yeah. And bad example. How about you? Final thoughts?
Yeah, that's I would say the hot tub Aquaman. I really like the idea of more backcountry superhero. Like I'm trying to think. Hancock might be the closest thing to something akin to that. That's it, where it's not like this really like nice and glamorous superhero thing. And hot tub Aquaman seemed to really hit that for me. I want to know more about the backstory of Micah Jr.'s cape. So I assume he didn't put it on himself. So I'm picturing Micah like thinking it's sad that Micah Jr. is going out trying to put out all these fires. So he writes, "We're all fucked," and ties it on his little neck and sends him on his way.
That is adorable.
Yeah, that's it. Solar Girl. It looks like this like 1940s propaganda poster. The style on that looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Yeah, Shorts and Merch. That's it. The power of hamsters is just sweet.
Well, I mean that's where our show ends. You know, the all four of these will be in the top 5 tomorrow, and then on Thursday we will unleash. I keep wanting to say that word. We will reveal who the audience winner is, and then on Monday that audience champion will join Robin and our challenger, who I don't have up right now. But yeah, on Monday night for the next Art Smackdown. Oh, before that, this Thursday is Casual Thursday at 8 p.m. We're instituting a different way to approach Casual Thursday. So instead of it being another sort of competition night, we're starting to roll out, due to a vote from last week, no competition Thursday night. Just we will still give out three art challenges, but they will not be like ranked or whatever. We'll just go through them, and then we'll do the next one. So for all of y'all who weren't a fan of the competition on Thursday, it's not around anymore. So come by Thursday night at 8, where we will reveal who the audience champion is as well. In the meantime, thank you to Justin, Gary, for joining us. Gary, aside from your show, do you want to plug your show one more time, Beverly, before we bounce?
Sure. Monday, August 23rd, 9:30 at Asylum NYC. All information you can find on my Instagram at DeNoia. PARADENOIA.
And Justin, do you have any shows coming up that people can check out?
Ever heard of Netflix? I don't.
Check out. I'm blanking on the name of it again.
World's Most Amazing Vacation Rentals is on Netflix now. I just moved to Los Angeles, where I'm going to start getting back on stage after all this time. You can follow me on Instagram to find out when and where that happens. If you're on the West Coast, it's Justin_Herman. And I'm in awe of everybody's art that participated in today. This was so fun and so cool, and I'm stress sweating from having to make any sort of decision. So thanks again, Mark, for having me.
Of course, thank you for doing it. And right now, Schwartz and Mark is doing art, so we're gonna rate him now. So all of y'all want to stick around, check out Schwartz and Mark. Bye, everybody. Doodles.
Doodle.
Doodaloo.
Bye.